My name is Olawale Lekure. I'll be talking about the relationship between renewable energy consumption and carbon emission per capita and business process redesign for a sustainable economy. The outline is the title page, abstract, introduction, literature review, method, results, conclusion, recommendations. We're following a scientific method for our outline. Abstract. U.S. Energy Information Administration reports that the world only has enough crude oil to last 25 years. And the more fossil fuels reserve decreases, the higher the prices will become, which obviously is not sustainable. This means that the time for us to change to a renewable energy is now. All activities, repositories, roles, resources, and data flows must interact to achieve set of goals for a sustainable economy. We are living in a very dynamic age, and we must have a urgent plan to re-engineer our economic processes. One of the major expected outcomes for a sustainable economy is to achieve clean air and water 100%. But this can't be achieved with traditional natural gas power generation. Introduction. In the context of engineering a sustainable economy, needed is a renewable energy such as wind, solar, hydro, etc. strategy that is implemented with renewable energy sources, products, and services. Fossil fuels are not sustainable, and since they spoil the air and clean water, then they are the problem and not the solution. Every year, about 15,000 times solar energy power is being generated, reaches the earth every year. The sun is the most powerful heat generator, which neither of the heat sources created by mankind can compete with, says Ivers et al. And solar energy is a renewable energy source that is 100% clean and can be supplied without pollution. And this is what we need at this point in time to achieve a sustainable economy, environmentally and otherwise. Producing a sustainable economy has always been an essential requirement. Environmental responsibility is recognizing that human beings have an impact on the environment by mere existence. Being environmentally responsible means seeking to live a good life while minimizing the negative effects from our existence. Literature review. According to United States Environmental Protection Agency, sustainability requires meeting the needs of the present population without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. America's required and expected outcome of sustainable economy are universal and continuous access for current and future generations to the resources and opportunities to live well, to optimize return on national resources, and to have a good life. However, wages are stagnant, middle class are being eroded away, poverty level is increasing, and there is much risk and vulnerability in our present time. Literature review continue. We can use solar energy to heat and cool our buildings, heat water for domestic and industrial use, heat swimming pools, generate electricity for chemistry applications, and many more, rather than using the natural gas and all or other source of non-renewable energy which pollutes the air and causes health issues for mankind. Consumer awareness of renewable energy purchases options remains relatively low, with approximately 1 in 6 consumers aware of the green power options provided by the electric suppliers. About 88% of American homeowners believe that renewable energy is important to the future of America, and about 62% want solar power in their homes. But if we compare this to 2030 residential energy consumption statistics from the US Energy Information Administration, only about 3.3% renewable energy consumption was recorded in the sector, meaning there is a huge gap between what the willingness of the people to use a renewable energy and the availability of a renewable energy to them. Hence, we need to do something very fast before we exhaust fossil fuels, which at that point would now be a very drastic things to be done. James Rogers et al. Used a fuzzy regression nearest neighbor model cost function to investigate the variables of price, operating expenses, cost to drill new wells, cost to turn gas on, oil price, and royalties. They used fuzzy logic to develop risk membership function that could be used to find the subsequent optimal MCF demand and natural gas price. Methodology. The aim of this paper is to establish the relationship between energy production and carbon emission, which is one of the major causes of climate change. Linear regression analysis was used to analyze the data for this paper. Source of the data was from US Department of Energy 2013 Energy Data Book and the World Bank data. An ANOVA was done. Significance of about 0.00 was recorded. We have a total number of 13 years. Result. Analysis of the relationship between carbon emission and renewable energy from year 2000 to 2030 shows that there is a strong relationship between the two. The model shows that there is about 88% relationship between carbon emission and renewable energy. The regression experiments also indicate that the regression analysis is significant as P is less than or equal to 0.000. Hence, we should increase our renewable energy source production tremendously to reduce carbon emission pollution of the air. Conclusion. Government is advised to incur liabilities in relation to its revenue in order to ensure a sustainable economy in the nearest future. Adoption of parametric decision model like linear regression with artificial intelligence approaches such as fuzzy logic, ANN, and nearest neighbor approaches can be applied to cost-saving system of government to predict accurate required expenditure. Recommendation. More research should be made on how to make renewable energy cheaper so that it is affordable for average Americans to move towards a sustainable economy. A system that captures the current value of American human resource, the number of the working class, supporting the retired Americans, the number of beds in Americans, etc. should be analyzed. And further research should also be conducted on what price residential energy consumers will be willing to pay to switch to renewable power sources for their homes. Business process redesign recommendation. For us to achieve a sustainable economy, there is a need for us to redesign our processes, starting from how we do things, our culture, especially with the government agencies and parastatals. For us to achieve this, the hardware requirement is that it may require a data lake to be set up, or this can also be substituted with a cloud computing. We can also use a concept of hardware virtualization To achieve this, on software requirements, we can outsource these by buying a off-the-shelf enterprise system and adapt it to addressing our system goal. Or better still, the system can be developed in-house. Database requirements, Cassandra can be used as a database management system. Cassandra is a very robust database management system with asynchronous masterless replication, allowing low latency operations of all clients. Procedures. All procedures should be documented. Training programs should be created as frequently as possible to ensure all stakeholders understand the system. People. This phase is about hiring and training necessary users and ensuring that all procedures will be assigned to roles, to people, and for example, system engineers will handle the maintenance function and upgrade. Thank you.